Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the World Talks. My name is Aylin, and today we are joined by a Japanese and American delegates. Yesterday, on 7th of December, Japan attacked the US naval base Pearl Harbour in Hawaii. So I would like to start with a direct question to the Japanese delegate. So, what is the reason behind your attack?
On behalf of our great Emperor Hirohito, it is my pleasure to explain this strategic masterpiece of Japan's military. We were minding our own business conquering China when the sneaky Americans provoked this attack by banning oil sale to our great country. Let's remember that America was our biggest oil supplier and that without buying oil from them, we had reserves for about 18 months or even less. They also froze all Japanese assets in USA and Britain.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop that here.
Please be respectful to the other delegate and do not interrupt him.
Thank you, Ellie. But let's hear what Americans have to say about this.
Alright, let's make this clear. The reason for the US ban of oil to Japan was because of their interference in French Indochina. When Japan took over the northern regions of French Indochina in 1940, the US were quick to put on a stop of sale of scrap iron and steel to the Japanese Empire.
Okay, why do you think Japan did something like that?
Japan knew about the supplies that were going through French Indochina to the Chinese government and wanted to stop this. The French government is currently occupied by Nazi Germany and is thus very weak and had no strength to prevent this hostile takeover.
So, we mentioned about China a lot. Can you explain to us what is your interest in China?
We invaded China in 1937 because of unprovoked attack on Marco Polo's bridge. Additionally, the Chinese oppression of people sympathizing with Japan. We managed to establish an independent Republic of Manchuria to control and help Chinese people to finally live in peace and prosperity. I also have to add that war in China will end really soon by determined Japanese victory.
So what does US think about this?
Well, the US did not initially interfere with the war in China, but we were forced to act when Japan took over the rest of French Indochina in 1941. We banned the sale of oil to them and started to give the Chinese government financial support in their war effort. In November, we sent the Japanese the Hull Note, which clearly stated what we urged them to do if they wanted the sale of oil to return.
So what was the first thing that comes to your mind when you heard about Hull Note?
Let me tell you about the insult they call the Hull Note. USA demanded us to remove all of our troops from Indochina, China and Manchuria. They also demanded us to cut our connections with our great allies, Italy and Germany. In addition to giving up on our established government of Republic of China, these proposals were unacceptable and we were already considering the war with USA and the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Okay, let's talk about Pearl Harbour Attack. How did you plan the attack?
It was a quite obvious move. We need the oil from Dutch East Indies, and we understood that invasion would probably result in Americans declaring war to our great nation. So our plan was to cripple their navy and military so there wouldn't be any proper threat from the USA for at least 1 year. Let's remember that most of the Americans' navy was located in Pearl Harbor during the attack.
Alright, I would like to learn the story from the other perspective. So, as the US, are you crippled as Japan planned?
Well, first, let's make one thing clear. The Japan attack was an act of cowardness. They attacked us on the 8th of December, a Sunday when people were attending church. However, we are not totally out of the equation yet. Yes, it's true, 12 ships were sunk, 4 were damaged, and 188 aircraft were also destroyed. Yet, the most important targets, our 3 aircraft carriers, were not destroyed during the assault. And our oil and torpedo storage was not destroyed either.
I see. So, what do you think? What's going to happen next?
This attack will inevitably lead to Japan's defeat. We will not tolerate what happened.
Japanese defeat?
The attack on Pearl Harbor led to the USA to enter Second World War, which resulted in the fall of Japanese Empire. The war between Japan and USA was fought for 4 years and had huge casualties on both sides. Japan was the last force of the Axis to surrender at the ending of the war. The Japanese people had endured 8 years of fighting, but the two first and only atom bombs used in warfare broke the population, causing the Japanese capitulation. Japan was under its US occupation, turned into a democracy, and does now have the third largest GDP in the world.